Hi there, this is Datila, and welcome to the TNAIW GoGo Power Rankings show. As always, I'm joined by my two co-hosts. First, to my right, he is a fifth rascal. He allegedly has no relation to Steve Macklin. He puts the Burt and Sherbert. He's the star of the show, no matter what show he's on. He big leagued me the other day at Full Gear. He's the one and only Burt Macklin.
That was a great intro. And despite you saying all those nice things, and at the end you just throw that jab in there, you know what I mean? It was fine. How are you guys?
I kept trying to get your attention. You just couldn't see me.
Burt versus Datila at Final Resolution.
I was at the let's just say I was on that I was in a rascal mood. So, you know, I was a little high, if you want to. If we go, well, actually, no. Let me say a little more disguised. You know, I was up there. You know what I mean?
Okay. And to my left, he is the godfather of the power rankings. He's he's the DNA of LO TNAIW. He puts the Lucha and Luchasaurus, the Lucha and Lucha Underground, the brother and Lucha brothers. Lucha, 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 Lucha. All right, so just before we start,
I'll just say, because I like to think of myself as his manager, Lucha will not be wearing the turkey suit this year. Okay, He's a champion.
Yeah. First of all, sir, I am managed by Diamond Villains Incorporated, ran and operated by myself and the Great Diamond King. Shouts out. And we are managed. And second of all, you goddamn right I ain't wearing a damn turkey suit.
I'm just trying to find new clients like Lana. You know what I mean?
Hey, Diamond Villains Incorporated, we all right.
So just wanted to say before we start, this episode is dedicated, as you guys saw, to JDF, who passed away 1 year ago on Sunday. And since this whole Power Rankings incorporates a Power Rankings gimmick, you know, we're paying homage to JDF. So rest in peace. May the power protect you always. All right. It's morphin time. All right. So who do you guys think made the Power Rankings this week? I think that Will Ospreay definitely made the Power Rankings. No, he had to have. I mean, come on now. I'm curious.
You looked so in love in the face when you said that. Like Will Ospreay just had to be. Like I saw the hearts everywhere.
He main evented Impact against Josh Alexander. So I'm sure that counted for something.
I mean, Kenny Omega was world champ and never hit a number one. So, you know what I'm saying? Committee be disrespectful.
You always have that ready to go, and I like that. I respect that. Also, I could argue that six-way match might have been the best match on the show.
Oh, yes. That was
I thought that, because I'm a mark for trios matches, especially Lucha matches. So I thought that was my favorite match. Again, Hoovy looking just as he did in the 90s. You know what I mean? Lucha, when was the last time Hoovy wrestled for Impact if he did? Can you remember that? You're the historian.
It might have been that World X Cup back in like 03, 04.
Okay. Yeah, that was a really fun match.
Facts.
Yeah, I agree. It was extremely fun. You know, I wonder if Bully Ray and Jordan Grace are going to get ranked since they were the winning team in that intergender match.
I thought that match was. I think everything else was just so much better than that. So it's just like, I don't know. Yeah. A win, you know, usually will get you somewhere, but I don't know about this week.
Yeah. What about you, Lucha? Who do you think made the Power Rankings?
Oh man. Other than the obvious, it's wide open, honestly, as far as who's gonna pop up in here. You know, maybe we get some love for the champs, for the tag champs, ABC. I don't know, man. Power Rankings has been crazy the last few weeks, so I just don't know what to expect with it anymore.
Same here, man. I don't know what's been going on, but the power rankings have just been like everywhere.
I mean, I guess in this moment of I don't want to say uncertainty because we know where we're going. We're just not there yet. It's like trying to hold the P when you're like 5 minutes away from where you need to be.
That was really deep how you said it, by the way. The first way you said that was extremely deep. We don't know where we're going. Well, say it again, because I might get that tattooed and say it like Old English or something. You know what I mean? Or like some sort of ancient language. I like that. Say it again.
We know where we're going, but we're not there yet.
Okay, I like that.
Hey man, chock full of them. But
also sounds like that'd be on the cover of a DVD for a movie. You know, about like the two people going on a journey. I like that.
That should be the tagline, the final resolution. We know where we're going. We're just not there yet.
Yeah.
But we're in such a weird like holding pattern where like there's not much of a clear cut, you know what I'm saying? Because matchups are crazy. People are coming in and out. We got people who we're talking about that are going to be on the ranks that don't even freaking work for Impact on the full time. So, you know what I'm saying? So we're just in a weird spot TV wise, and that's starting to bleed into power rankings and where people fit in.
As long as the machine guns are champions, I think that's a very easy, like a go-to number one every week. Like if someone's like stuck on like, well, who should be number one? Well, you know, I think it's pretty clear when one team controls, you know, 2 of the 5 belt, you know what I mean? So as long as they still have those, that has to be at least deserving of them being number one, you know what I mean? And they were on the show this week. They, you know, and I kind of wanted to not vote for them number one just because Alex Shelley called him Will Ospreay. I don't know if he was, you know, trying to be a heel, but if he was, then I do agree with him. They should be number one. But you know, it's not like they didn't have a match, but they still have the belts, so they should still be number one. Ospreay sounds a lot like Ocean Spray. Wasn't that like a kind of like Snapple? You know what I mean?
I don't think they've lost since Victory Road. Because then the Rascals beat them for the titles, the retaining tag titles.
I would just give them all the titles then, and name the company after them.
The company is now called Sabin and Shelley.
Machine Gun Pro.
Machine Gun Pro. I like that.
Machine Gun Championship Wrestling.
There you go.
Championship Wrestling from Machine Guns.
Yeah.
Championship Wrestling from Motor City.
Yeah. And with that being said, let's play these power rankings. Number 10, Eric Young. Number 9, Moose. Number 8, The Rascals. Number 7, The Luchadors. Number 6, Carter Shot winner Jordan Grace. Number 5, The Walking Weapon Josh Alexander. Number 4, Motor City Machine Guns. Number 3, Tag Team Champions ABC. Number 2, World Champion Trinity. Number 1, Will Ospreay.
Of fucking course.
Okay, wow.
The Luchadors. Can we call them the Juiceadors or something? Team Juicy. The juice is loose. Something juice.
Juventud and the Luchadors.
Juventud and the Juicettes.
I'm pretty sure, and I hate him. If I remember right, I think Larry Sabisco once called him Hooven Stooge.
Hooven Stooge.
Yeah, piece of crap, Sabisco. I hate him.
Same cat who did the New World Odor.
and he called him Stink. Now I'm laughing. I'm sorry. Commentators used to be funny.
All right, let's kick things off talking about number 10. Eric Young, I don't think he was even on the show, and he made this week's power rankings.
Was he on BTI?
Someone fact check that? I don't know.
regardless, I think this was a part of that weird holding pattern that I was referencing before we saw this wonderful list here. My man's still riding high, riding momentum, and he's freaking Eric Young. I don't agree though that he should be at number 10. With all that being said,
I was gonna say I think number 10 should be one of the champions not named Tommy Dreamer. So I would have put MK Ultra there.
That's actually who I had at number 10 is MK Ultra, who weren't there.
Yeah, they came in at number 11, so they almost made it.
Well, they were on the show. They did show a graphic, I believe, for a TNA event, and they showed all the champions on there. So they were on the show.
I think they got a promo too, but like it was like a video promo.
Okay.
You want to know what's even sadder? Is that according to the votes, Eric Young beat MK Ultra by 1 point. He had 6 points, and they had 5.
I'm gonna choose to live in a world where they're number 10.
Okay.
And I'm gonna choose to live in a world where Moose, or it's not Moose at number 9. It's not just Moose. There's still a unit. There's still a squad that is out here causing damage and getting mad momentum, and that's the most professional wrestling guys. Like I'm not gonna allow the Brian Myers disrespect.
I don't like how he was cut from the roster, essentially. That's his job.
Either.
He does the roster cutting.
He is the learning tree.
Yes. And the power rankings, everybody only voted for Moose. I think there was like one person that voted for them as the most professional wrestling gods. Oh, I should have known it was you.
Like, it was unofficial when Lucha was saying it, just because like Lucha would call him that a lot, but Brian Myers, I believe, called him that last week, like twice. So it's like now, like they can't be ignored. Like they need to be like full all the time voted together. You know what I mean? Like they're a unit.
Yeah, but all the points, like I said, all the votes were just simply for Moose. Not even like Brian Myers and Moose. It was just.
This is your show, so you can decide to put Myers there right now.
I'm going to go back and fix the graphic.
Yeah. You heard it.
That's a complete gross disrespect to the most professional wrestler. And we here at GoGo Power Rankings will not stand for it.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Exactly. So that's why I included him in the graphic, even though it was just Moose that was voted number 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 8, the Rascals. But this is interesting because at number 7 is the Luchadors. The Luchadors, which is a team
Juicadors.
The Juicadors, which was a team of Juventud Guerrera, Laredo Kid, and Black Taurus, defeated the Rascals, and yet they came in at number 8 and they came in at number 7. What's going on here?
It's because I think everyone, including the loser, deserves to be rewarded in that match. Just because the Rascals lost doesn't take away from how great that match was, and they could have won it. You know what I mean? Either team could have won it. So it was arguably one or two, the top two, one either the top or second top match on the show. So, in my opinion,
in my opinion, it was the second match of the night because the first one, I think we all can agree.
And if I could add, obviously the committee felt a little bit of the same because when we get to who number 5 is, he also lost in a great match. So I think the committee had the same feelings as I did on that. Or as I do.
What about you, Lucha?
I mean, it's crazy. The only way I can defend it is by saying, even though I'm sorry, Burt, I know these are your people, but me and Datila, we have regular TV, so we see everything. Rascals are pieces of shit, but everyone loves them. So we're not gonna sit here and just throw them off by the wayside.
Like, I think also. Sorry. I think also too. That kick they did.
Oh yeah, for sure, skis.
And then just obviously when the committee loves fresh, so this was Rascals 3.0. Is that, you know what I mean? This is Myron's debut in the group, and I think he looked great. So I just think that also that as well, you know what I mean? And the Rascals are popular with the committee and the fans. So, you know what I mean? Like I said, it doesn't happen all the time where the person who loses in a match gets on the rankings, but again, we have it twice this week, and I think I'm fine with it.
If a match is good enough, both participants will get their
yeah. We usually see it in title matches, but you know.
I like how you call them pieces of shits, and Burt just immediately jumped onto the fence.
Well, yeah,
that's the squad. He's.
But again, though, I don't take offense to that because on that other show, they're rooting for a scumbag, but he's their scumbag. So you know what I mean?
I met said scumbag on Thursday.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
I bet he was nice.
Yeah, he was. He was. All right. So here's interesting. Jordynne Grace came in at number 6. She was one half of her winning team, but the other half, Bully Ray, did not make the power rankings. He actually came in at number 13 on the almost made it list. So why is it that she got ranked, but Bully Ray didn't, yet the Rascals and Josh Alexander, who both lost their matches, made the power rankings, and he did it?
Because they're not an official team. People could have put them together this week, but again, we wouldn't have ranked them as a team. They're not a team. They had one, you know what I mean?
Lucha?
I think it was the moment after the match where Bully pretty much told her to take your shit. Like, not just the trophy, the belt. Bully basically told Jordan to take your shit. Take your trophy, take your belt in January, and take your spot here in these power rankings. Take that number 6. And, you know, that's just a sign of what's to come. Pretty much. George is going to take her shit.
Number 5, the walking weapon, Josh Alexander. Now, Britt, you alluded to this earlier when you were talking about people losing their matches. Josh Alexander lost to Will Ospreay, but my God, that was an incredible match.
So damn near 30 minutes. So you know what I mean? I can't fault the loser in a near 30-minute match, especially with a performance like that. So, and he's arguably going up against the best wrestler in the world. You know, so, and Josh is up there as well. So it's just like, yeah, I didn't see a way that Josh would make it as well.
Actually not a fan of Josh being this high, or I mean, compared to my ranks at all. I didn't have my man in my personal top 10. I mean, he took the L. As great as the match was, and the match was fantastic, but you took the L, kid. Versus Jordan, who, like we just said, won her match, had her moment, had her shine, and Josh still leapfrogs her. Like, I don't subscribe to that personally, but that doesn't take away from the fight that Josh did put up against Will.
I agree. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I like Josh Alexander, but I just feel like he lost and Jordynne Grace won, you know?
Also, the disrespect to, again, not just Moose, but the most professional wrestling gods, because they've been on a run these last couple of weeks, and yet here's Moose at number 9, like, and Josh Alexander, who has really been eating a lot of L's.
I don't like it.
Chilling at number 5.
right?
I don't know who put this whole thing together, but it stinks. Collusion.
Hey, blame the people that voted.
No, I know, not you.
These power rankings ain't nothing but the new world order.
He thought he was so clever for that one.
And he always said it like to make sure we heard him. Like, y'all heard me, right?
Yeah.
The new world order.
Yeah.
Did you get that? Yes, Zabisco. We got it.
All right. Well, here's the surprise. Motor City Machine Guns. Motor City coming in at number 4. Lucha, how do you feel about that personally?
I mean, like me and Burt always say, you got the world champ, you got the ex-champ. They're also a tag team. There should be no excuse why they're not number 1 every week. So anytime there is, it better take someone better had did something to dethrone the Motor City Machine Guns. And for them not even to be top 3 is a little questionable also.
The only way I would have ABC ahead of them this week is if ABC had a match, because the Machine Guns didn't. Did ABC have a match?
They did. They actually successfully defended their tag titles against Kenny King. King.
That's right. Okay, I thought I was maybe confused with last. Yeah, they beat Kenny King and Sheldon Jean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then this week I think it's okay for them to be ahead of them.
But where would you put the Machine Guns? I mean, they didn't have a match. Yes, they are the world champion and X Division champion. They didn't have a match. Trinity, while it wasn't a non-title match, she still had a match and won. ABC successfully defended their tag titles. Where would you place them?
I think the top 4 is perfect. I'm fine with the order of the top 4. Now, again, I'm riding with Lucha number 9. Brian Myers name. Well, you can tell we're not letting this go.
No, we're not.
We're not letting. So no, but I again, you could say, well, the Machine Guns cut a promo. They're all still the world and ex-champ. They should be ahead of them. But again, when you have a match, you retain your belts. I'm fine. I think number 4, number 3, there's really no difference this week. There is something to being top 3, but I think the main event kind of threw that into question. You know what I mean? Who's going to be that winner was going to be where they were. So
yeah. All right. So even though we briefly talked about it, at number 3, the tag team champions ABC successfully defending their tag titles against Kenny King and Sheldon Jean.
And that one hurts, by the way, just real quick. I don't know if that was Kenny King's last match with us. It appears with Impact, it appears it might be. That was sad. I hope Sheldon Jean still continue to like build him, because I think he has a lot of potential.
He does.
ABC number 3. I mean, number 3, they successfully defended their belts. Again, in their second run, Bullet Club is money. Ace and Bay are even more money. They have the best finisher in wrestling. I don't know what else you could say.
Okay, I got a question. I'll pose this to everybody. Everybody, including people watching this on your phone, your television. I'm asking you too.
Or tablet.
Okay. Wherever you watch the Power Rank, did ABC get screwed?
No. Why?
Are you sure? Because let's look at the facts. ABC successfully defended their tag.
Oh, I thought you meant in the match.
No, on the Power Rankings.
Oh, okay.
ABC successfully defended their titles, right? We just said that.
Yeah.
Trinity, yes, she won her match, but you told me it was non-title, so that wasn't a title. So are we saying that that non-title victories hold more weight than title victories? Than title defenses?
I see what you're saying.
So based off that logic, I personally would swap and have ABC be number 2, because putting them up against each other, which one weighs more, I would think it's successfully defending the title.
Yeah. Look. Yes, I agree with that aspect of it, but it's always going to be hard people I think are always going to rank world champion higher than tag champions. And yes, it was non-title, but she was on this show, and she's still champion. You know what I mean? So it's like her reign is, and I also look at her reign's been longer than theirs. She's still champion. So
They're
it's like
2 times over though.
I know, but to me it would be a toss-up. I'd not vote this week. I might have put them ahead of them, but to me, between 2 and 3, and like I just said, you're right. I think maybe her not being that match. I think that not being a title match hurt her case for being number 1 more so than her taking away from ABC's spot. So, but that's a tough one. I like how you asked that though, because we usually do give a lot of weight to title defenses.
Yeah.
In retaining. You know what I mean? That's big.
So then how would this universe look if we had ABC win successfully retain, had Trinity versus Sunny Kiss be for the title and Trinity retain, and have Ospreay beat Josh? So who would have the stake for number 1? Who would y'all put if all of those things lined up like that?
If Ospreay won, Trinity won, and what was the other one?
And ABC won. And Trinity and ABC's matches were both title fights.
Well, I did not know that wasn't a non-title match until Datila told me before the show. I'm still
not convinced. I'm not even gonna lie.
I did not notice that. So in my head, I went into that show thinking that was a title match. So I guess now that you post that, it does change a little bit for me. But at the end of the day, again, it's still a match. But I would be fine if ABC would have came out ahead, because I will be fair and consistent and say that title defenses do matter more if that wasn't a title match.
Was a non-title match.
Yeah, okay. But and I also think that the ABC match was the better match, so
I won't argue that.
Do you think that it's because ABC opened and Trinity was second to last? You think that also had to play a role in it?
I don't see why that should.
Well, if anything, I would have thought that the opening match maybe could have put them over Herbie, just because people always say the 2 most important matches are the opening and the main event. You know what I mean? The opening does kind of kick it. Well, it does open the show and sets the tone for the show. So, you know what I mean? I just think it's one of those things. She's a world champion. You know what I mean? If it was anybody else, I think, like, for example, I think it's just because she's a world champion.
So coming in at number 1, Will Ospreay.
The Billy Goat.
The Billy Goat. BRUV.
He's the best.
And as we found out on Saturday, he's now All Elite.
And look how great impact. We're putting another company's wrestler number 1 in our rankings. Look how fair and balanced we are on this show. Right? We truly have opened the forbidden door in the rankings. We'll put anybody. You can see the Repo Man here next week on the rankings.
I'm sure Kenny Omega saw y'all at Full Gear and he flipped y'all off because he's still pissed. That dude won the belt and had to scratch and claw to get 5. Yet him seeing Will Ospreay come through and do a fraction of what he did and get number 1, get all this love and
Can I say what happened?
Let that go.
I will tell you why. I will tell you why. Because everyone voted before Will Ospreay signed there. So maybe if he would have signed there before they got their rankings, and they probably would have changed their mind. But he technically wasn't AEW when this show took place. So
how do you explain Kenny Omega not making number 1 at the Power Rankings?
Kenny Omega, what did I say last week? Did Christian become number 1 the second he got that belt?
Yeah.
did not love Christian, and that's because he's one of their own technically. Even though because I like to think he still has an Impact shirt under. He's still wearing an Impact shirt. He's always got that under the turtleneck. So they didn't like Kenny Omega. I don't know. I know Lucha's upset about it. If I remember right, Max is upset about it. Max was always upset.
Yeah,
too.
Max
He would always hate for him. So you're right. I think I'm going to vote for Kenny next week just to get him on the rankings. I'm going to vote for him.
It's been 2 years, and we're still talking about Kenny Omega not making number one of the power rankings.
Okay,
as the world champion.
As the Impact World Champion.
One of my favorite images in wrestling as a kid is watching Ultimo Dragon carry 9 belts. Kenny didn't have 9, but he had 4. And the way that he wore them was dope. I like belt collectors, okay? He should have been number 1. The man had 4 titles.
And what made it even funnier is the minute what was it, Moose and Josh became champions, they all became number 1.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. People don't like. I don't know what it is. I'm a big Kenny Omega fan.
I like Kenny Omega.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the cleaner. I don't get the hate, but again, that's Impact fans are loyal to Impact. I can't fault them for that.
I wish we were doing this show 2 years ago, because I would have so loved to hear Lucha rant about Kenny Omega not being number 1 every week.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anytime that Kenny Omega is not ranked number 1, which would have been like every week, I'm bringing Max on the show, and we shooting promos. We yelling, cussing, not at each other, to the committee.
Yeah, that's so funny though that you are still remembering that, because I don't remember him never not being on there. You know what I mean? But he
was there, but he never hit number 1.
He should have. That's like the writer who will not put someone in the Hall of Fame because they don't like them, so they will not vote for them every year. That's what that is. You know what I mean?
Even Max was like, pointing it out that Kenny Omega never made number 1 in the power rankings, but the minute he lost the belt, everybody
Christian number 1, Josh
number 1,
Moose.
That was a great pop though when Christian won though.
Steve Macklin.
It came out of nowhere, because what was stupid about that, I don't know, I kind of thought that Moose should have won. I didn't also like how they did that, Matt. Didn't you say they should have done that whole show from Daly's place?
Yeah, they should have.
I thought Moose should have won that match, because then it just kind of came out. I don't even know how Christian got the shot, because I know he got an AEW world title match and lost that, but I don't know how he got the Impact one. That kind of came out of nowhere. And I think it was on Rampage, right?
Yeah, it was the debut episode of Rampage where he...
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. That's probably why that was a high... Yeah. Okay. And Christian wasn't even over as he was then, as he is now. Christian was I don't know, it was whatever. He's way more money than he is now. That's so funny. Kenny Omega's number 1. I'll throw my coach's flag. We're going to make up for it. I'm sorry, Kenny. He will be number 1.
Honorable number 1, Kenny Omega from 2 years ago.
Justice for Kenny. We are righting the wrong.
Justice for Kenny Omega.
Justice for the cleaner.
Alrighty.
Everyone in the show, we are all going to watch the TNA episode, the TNA Immortal Thanksgiving episode together, just so we can see Jeff Hardy say the line, "I am the sky, but I need to eat."
I will eat.
I will eat.
It was a beautiful time.
All right.
I like how you...
Does anybody have any last minute thoughts or power rankings to get ready to wrap up?
Abyss was reading from the Book of War during the whole dinner. He was reading Sun Tzu the whole time. There's so many moments in that.
Crazy bastard.
All right. Well, thank you guys all so much for watching and for the continuous support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever this video drops or when TNAIW releases content such as Lucha.
Content such as we got the wonderful TNA 2K series in the archives. Y'all can go check those out. You can go check out Talking Bloody Nonsense with Craig and Nixon. Check those archives out. TBN chats also. You can go check out the archives and new episodes of TNAIW Reaction with G, where he reacts because he's on a show called Reaction. Make sure you check out LOL TNA with me, G, and Johnny Mac. Boys Wildin'. We took a week off. We had to run some plays, figure some things out, but we were right back at y'all. And also, after every pay-per-view / Impact Plus show, you can join most likely me and G Sunday 8 p.m. twitch.tv / TNAIW channel for the main show, the big show.
Where's the big show? The big bad show tonight.
Long story short, we just got a gang full of nonsense that y'all can just go check out and rock with us and show love. And if you don't like our nonsense, you can go check out any other Impact podcast out there. Podcasts like Brace for Impact with my man Mike G. Shout out to Mike G. There's a gang of other stuff y'all can go check out. So make sure y'all support Impact while it's still Impact. And then when it's TNA, I want you to stand on your rooftops, pump your fists in the air. TNA, TNA, TNA,
TNA, TNA. I'll be doing that live because I will be at Hard to Kill. TNA.
Curry. Oh, I was doing
Don't
Curry.
fire it. Don't fire it. Don't fire it. Don't fire it.
That's a good chance.
Alrighty then, you guys. We hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving, and we will see each and every one of you in 2 weeks.
Don't get caught wearing the turkey suit.
Right? Bye.